The King of Mussels is a Greek story. Greek fairy tales have a strong mythological element and are full of stories of adventure and trial. Once upon a time, in a beautiful seaside village in Greece, there lived a man named Alexios. Alexios was a fisherman who went out to sea every day to collect fresh fish and shellfish and bring them back to the village. I loved the sea, and it was my daily routine to sail every morning at sunrise. One day, while Alexios was fishing on a boat as usual, he saw a strange light at the bottom of the sea. It sparkled like a jewel, and Alexios was intrigued. He quickly lowered the net and searched for the true identity of the light. Then, a large mussel appeared in the net, shining brightly. This is not an ordinary mussel. Alexios was surprised. The mussels were more beautiful and shiny than any other shell. Alexios took the shell home and showed it to the villagers in the village square. Look at this mussel. Alexios boasted to everyone. The villagers were amazed by the beauty of the shellfish and stared at it with wide eyes. That night, the mussels remained in the village square. Suddenly, the moonlight illuminated the mussels, and the mussels began to move softly while shining brightly. The villagers were surprised and watched in silence for a while. Then, a small voice came from inside the mussel. I am Mussel, the king of mussels. That I slept in the sea for a long time, but I woke up because you pulled me up. As a thank you, I'll grant you just one wish. Alexios was surprised, but he listened to Mussel's words. Will you grant your wish? Then I want you to help the village become richer. Mussel nodded quietly. Use my power to enrich the village, and give you what you want. However, I want you to keep one promise. It is to not harm others or use them in vain, no matter how rich they become. Alexios was convinced by the words and promised. I will never use it in vain or harm anyone. Mussel heard this and gently returned to the sea. After a while, many fish floated in the village, and many delicious shellfish appeared from the bottom of the sea. The villagers rejoiced, and an abundance of food arrived at Alexios' house. The next day, Alexios went to see Mussel again. Mussel looked at Alexios tenderly and said, because you were able to work for the village and care for others, I decided to lend more help. Don't forget that heart and lead the village from now on. Since then, Alexios and the villagers have become richer and richer by Mussel's power. The village prospered and everyone was able to live happily. However, Alexios kept the promise that Mussel had made and did not do anything to hurt others. No matter how rich he became, Mussel appeared from the sea from time to time, smiled at Alexios and said, this village has prospered because you kept your promise. Continue to cherish that kindness. The village was full of happiness, and Alexios never forgot what he learned from Mussel, and he always cherished the people and lived by helping each other. That's it.